students, Senior 5, Teens 5, this is class 52, Senior 5, this is class 19. In this class, we will keep on studying gerunds and infinitives, okay? This is the last new part about this topic. So, in the previous classes, we learned that when we want to give messages where two verbs appear together, where there is a combination of two verbs, the first verb is going to take the tense and the second verb is going to take an infinitive form. ¿Ok? Lo que estuvimos viendo es que cuando por razones del mensaje que queremos dar, necesitamos combinar dos verbos uno al lado del otro. El primer verbo que aparece toma el tiempo y el segundo verbo toma una forma infinitiva. These infinitive forms can be the gerund, ing forms, the to infinitive, the verb with to in front of it, and the bare infinitive, the verb without any changes. Okay? Good. Then I told you that there are some rules that we can follow to know that when to use the gerund, when to use the to infinitive, or when to use the bare infinitive. However, there aren't certain rules. Okay? Les dije que había algunas reglas en los videos anteriores, que había algunas reglas que podíamos seguir para saber cuándo usar to or ing o bare infinitive, que no son tantas y que no siempre son seguras, pero que algunas reglas hay. Apart from the rules that you can check out in my previous videos, there is also a list, okay? There are lists of verbs that tell us, okay, these verbs are followed by ing, these verbs are followed by to infinitive. So, as you can see on my screen right now, I included in this class number 52 for teens 5 and 19 for senior 5, a list that has two columns, okay? Verbs that are followed with the infinitive, with the to infinitive, and the verbs that are followed by the gerund, okay? So you will see that in this activity, some of these verbs are repeated, are in the two columns. Why is that? Okay, you're going to do some activities, but now I'm going to explain directly why there are 6 verbs that appear in the two columns of the list. ¿Qué quiere decir eso? Que estos 6 verbos que voy a explicar ahora aparecen en las dos columnas, pueden ir seguidos de to o pueden ir seguidos de gerund, because they change the message depending whether we followed them with ing or to infinitive. Estos verbos que vamos a ver ahora cambian su mensaje dependiendo si les ponemos ing atrás o to infinitive. Las dos cosas pueden pasar, pero los significados, los mensajes cambian. Let's see. The first one is the verb like. Pero siempre me dijeron que like iba con ing. Yes, that is true, but you can also use it with to infinitive, but there is a difference. So, if you want to say that you don't love doing something, it's not your favorite thing, but you prefer it that way, you use like with the to infinitive. For example, I like to follow a healthy diet. No es que amo comer sano, amo comerme una zanahoria, no. I prefer it, yes, but I don't enjoy it, okay? No es que lo disfruto. When I have these activities that I prefer to do, for example, I like to do my homework in the afternoon. ¿Es mi hobby hacer la tarea? No. But I prefer to do it in the afternoon so then I can have the nights without, I don't have to do anything at night, okay? So, when I have these activities that I like to do in a certain way, but they are not my favorite, I can use like with to infinitive. When like means I love this, it is followed by ing. I love and I enjoy doing this. They like playing together because they understand each other. Like plus gerund. Este es el uso común de like. Lo que sí disfruto, lo que me gusta hacer, seguido con ing. After that, I have the verb remember. Remember, recordar. Okay, two meanings for remember. If I use remember plus to infinitive, eso significa que first I remember the activity and then I go and do it. So, if I tell you, remember to do your homework, ustedes primero se van a acordar y después van a ir y lo van a hacer. Okay? So, remember to send the package. Acordate y anda a enviar el paquete. Okay? So, remember plus to infinitive. First I remember, then I do it. When to use remember plus ing. So, first, I did something in the past. Primero fui, hice algo. And then, I remember it. Entonces, cuando uso remember plus to infinitive, primero me acuerdo, después hago. Cuando uso remember plus ing, first I do it, then I remember. An example. I can't remember closing the door. Entonces, salí de mi casa, no sé qué hice, cerré la puerta, no cerré la puerta, llego a la vereda, digo, ay, la cerré, no me acuerdo o me acuerdo de algo que hice en el pasado. O que no hice para el caso. So, first I did something, later I remember it or not. Okay, let's go with the verb try. Okay, try is a little bit more difficult. So, when it means this is impossible or very difficult to do, I follow try with to infinitive. ¿Ok? Después de try, pongo to infinitive y ahí, va a significar que algo es imposible o muy difícil de hacer. This is the general use. This is the one you use the most with try. I have tried to stay positive, okay? But this is very difficult for me. So when I use try with to infinitive, I mean that the activity is a bit difficult to do, okay? Or at least impossible. Now, when I use try plus ing, try plus the gerund, I mean that I am experimenting with something to see the results. So let's look at the example and then I explain. Can't you open the app? Try deleting it and installing it again. So, cuando uso try con ing, lo que le estoy diciendo a la persona es, ¿por qué no probás con esto y con esto? I have a problem. Try calling a friend. Proba, intenta, experimenta con esto. So, try plus to infinitive. I try to do something, but it is difficult. Try plus gerund. I experiment with different options. The next verb is the verb forget, ¿ok? Olvidarse, forget. So, muy parecido a remember. Si lo uso con to infinitive, forget plus to infinitive, I have to remember. So, first I forget and then I do it, ¿ok? Or I don't do it because I forget. We could never forget to go to your party. Entonces, forget past to infinitive sería primero la acción de olvidarse o de no olvidarse. Si me olvido, después la acción de no hacer algo. I forgot to do my homework. Me olvidé primero y después no lo hice. O I never forget to do my homework. Nunca me olvido y siempre lo hago. Pero the point is, if I use forget plus to infinitive, first I forget, then I do or I don't do the activity. Forget plus ing, al igual que remember, se invierte en las acciones. Primero hago algo o no lo hago y después me lo olvido. So, the meaning of forget plus gerund is I did something and then I forgot about it or not. We will never forget going to Cairo. We went to Cairo in the past y después nunca nos vamos a olvidar. So, forget plus to infinitive. First I forget, then I don't do it, or I don't forget, so I do it. And forget plus ing, first I do something or I don't do something, and then I forget or I don't forget about something. Okay, it's the order of the actions. Stop, okay. Stop, parar, okay, you know that. So, stop plus to infinitive basically means that you stop doing an activity in order to do something else. Julia stopped the video to make some tea. So, paro el video porque me quiero ir para otro lado. So, stop plus to infinitive. I stop an activity in order to do something different. Okay? Now, for example, I will pause the video to cough. Okay? Good. Now, when I use stop plus ing, stop plus the gerund, I mean that I am stopping an action completely, okay? I stop doing something completely. En la otra opción, stop plus to infinitive, I stop for a while, I interrupted an activity, I go and do something else, and then I come back. I stop the video to make tea, then I do that, I make tea, and I come back and I continue with the video. Now, if I say, I have stopped watching the video, it means that I am not watching it any longer. Let's look at the example. Stop plus gerund. Julia will stop running when winter comes. This means she will not do that activity anymore. So stop plus to infinitive, interrupt an action in order to do something else. Stop plus ing, finish an action completely. Okay? And finally, the verb regret, arrepentirse. Okay, this is easy because we are going to use it with the to infinitive, regret plus to infinitive, only in formal situations when we want to say, we are sorry to tell you this, okay? Formal situations, in an airport, in a job interview, in an interview with a teacher, at university, at school, okay, in a shop. So regret, arrepentirse, when with to infinitive, when it means I am sorry to tell you, okay? Not to a friend, but to a person who I need to respect a little bit more. So look at the example. We are on an airport. So in an airport. So we regret to inform, lamentamos, that the flight has been cancelled. Okay, so regret plus to infinitive only in very formal situations. Finally, this is the one you're going to use the most, which is regret plus gerund. Okay, me arrepiento de algo que hice. So, I do something and later I regret it. Fíjense que por lo general cuando usamos el gerund significa que la acción está en el pasado y que después o me acuerdo, remember, o me olvido, I forget, o me arrepiento, regret, ¿ok? Por lo general eso pasa cuando la acción toma la ing. La acción está en el pasado y después hago algo. So, in this case, regret plus gerund means I did something and later I regret it y después me arrepentí. Let's look at the example. She regrets talking to her like that. ¿Ok? Entonces le habló mal y ahora se arrepiente. All right. Good news is that there are some verbs you can choose to use gerund or to infinitive and nothing changes. ¿Ok? ¿Qué quiere decir esto? Que después de estos verbos que están acá, begin, continue, hate, intend, love, prefer, and start, I chose some. Okay, there are more, but I want you to remember these ones. Begin, continue, hate, intend, love, prefer, and start. After these verbs, it doesn't matter. You can choose. Use ing or use to infinitive, but it is the same. Okay? So, to sum up, some important things to remember. After some verbs, begin, continue, love, etc., you can use gerund or to infinitive, and there is no difference. After 6 verbs, try, remember, regret, etc., los que acabo de mencionar, you can use gerund or to infinitive, and there are differences in the message. There are lists of verbs, you have them included in your classes. There are lists of verbs to remember when to use gerund and when to use infinitive. Si no tengo reglas, si no cambio el significado, ¿qué uso después de decide? Voy a la lista y me fijo, siempre trabajen con la lista. After adjectives, una regla, always to infinitive. After prepositions, otra regla, always use gerunds, ing. To begin a sentence with a verb, para poner una acción en primera posición en la oración como sujeto, use gerunds. And that's it. This is all about gerunds and infinitives for this year. All right? I will see you on my next video. Bye.